Today, with the increasing demand for high-performance data computing, the high-speed serial bus standards like USB or PCI Express evolving fast as well. And to make sure that your device are compliant to those standards, there is a need for so-called compliance test. And here we show the PCI Express Gen 6 compliance test setup. And we are using the MP1900, the best performance bit error ratio tester. And it has a modular approach. First module is the clock source to drive the whole system. Then we're using the jitter card to add known amount of jitter to stress the signal. And we drive the PAM4 pulse pattern generator. Then it goes to the noise card. And after the noise card, it goes to the device under test. And in this case, we're using the 12 dB of losses, the ISI board. And then the signal goes back to the so-called clock and data recovery module with the equalizer. And after this module, the signal goes to the error detector to measure the bit error ratio. Okay, so let's start the test. First, we start the PPG. Now we start the error detector, and we see the error ratio is e to minus 12, so we are in the error-free condition. And if we go to the PCI Express link training software, where all the settings are, we can select the generation. So currently we are at 6.0, and we can choose either adding card or system. And now if we go down to the link start, we can start the link and wait for it till it's established. Okay, now we are in the loopback active mode, 64 gigabits per second. And now link is up, and we can check the LT SSM log. And if I go to the very beginning of it, we can start and see all these states which the state machine went through, up to 64 gigabits per second. Okay. And now we go to the bit error ratio measurements. So for PCI Express Gen 6, we need to check the error rate, first bit error rate, to 1 to e to minus 6 for 32 seconds. We need to re-auto search quickly and then click on bear measurement and wait for 32 seconds to test to be finished. The thing different for PCI Express Gen 6 is that we actually don't have to have zero errors, so you can see we already have some errors, but rather having the error ratio lower than e to minus 6, and we are at e to minus 10. And now the test, and now the test is complete, so we are passing the test, and that means that your device under test is compliant to the PCI Express Gen 6. So now if we go to the jitter tolerance test, this is where we define and check your device how much tolerance you have for the jitter stress. And we can select the mask for PCI Express Gen 6. Okay, here we go. And just to save time, we can select a few of the points, just a couple of them, and run the measurements. So we will add some jitter to the signal and check how good or bad device behave under this stressed signal. And after the measurement complete, okay, measurement is now complete, we can check the graph, which is very useful. So here is the tester limit in purple and two limits, upper and lower, which we are setting. If we zoom in, we can see the data which was measured. And we are fine. And we can also create a report with all the information about the modules, about the settings, about the setup that we used. And at the end, there will be a table and the graph as well. So we save the report, and now we can look to the forward error correction analysis. We have the e to minus 12. We can check the details, all MSB or LSB insertion or omission errors, as well as the forward error correction details are here. And we can use the very nice forward error correction error distribution graph to show us either 0 or 1, in this case, errors per fleet. And what we can do to check your device under test is we can actually add some errors, known errors. So in this case, we can select the single and just let's try it, single one, okay. Already you can start to see it, 3 errors per fleet. Now we can change it to 4 just to check, okay, here we go. And what we also can do is to, not the single, but the E2 -5, the ratio, and also see how your device under test behaves. Now we can turn it off and let's check. Another thing we can do is to add some jitter. So if we start again the instrument, 0 errors, okay. And if we select the jitter card, let's put it on the left. Okay, sinusoidal jitter is now on. And if you go to the amplitude and just slowly starting to add the jitter, we will start to see some errors appearing. And this is actually how you can easily debug and understand what is the margins you have or your device have to tolerate the jitter stress. So we can also see the details. All the ECC group count or fleet rate or fleet count will be shown here as well. And this is how we analyze and debug PCI Express Gen 6 device under test during the compliance test.